Hello, GM, GA, GN, wherever you're at. Welcome back to our Catbot Cafe show, episode 14. So excited to be here once again. We have our whole crew here, a couple things we want to share with you guys. So let's get this show started. Over to you, Nkoi.
Thanks, Jen. Lots to share tonight. We got shout outs, 3D sneak peeks, roadmap update, how to mint your Nv1s, community in real life events, Korean community updates, giveaway review, community questions and suggestions, and announcements. Okay, so this is big news. 캣보티카 was mentioned in a Variety magazine article called NFT Opportunities for Entertainment Companies. And the article has some really interesting statistics on the public perception of NFTs and their future in entertainment. We'll drop the article link in the show notes after the show. But look at this, we got like even a shout out. We're actually mentioned in the article, which is really cool.
We have headgears.
Wow.
So yeah, we'll get to this in a moment. Let's start at the beginning.
Hey, Will, are you there? I know he was listening in earlier, but not able to drive. But okay, feel free to chime in. This looks beautiful.
First, we got spikes. Nice texture here. Quick 360 around it.
Yeah, I am very excited.
Oh, there he is.
There he is, the man himself. Right.
Right, and then we got gas mask.
Okay.
Nice green glow on the gas canister.
Wow.
Nice grunge patterns on here. Then next we got the Oculus Headset. It's a very clean model.
It's actually one of my favorites. I love it.
It's awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Detail, so good.
Then I'm excited to show off this one. Now we have the Warrior helmet.
Ooh.
Yes,
Filled with detail.
so good. It's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, so if you guys remember, the Warrior helmet actually can come with just the jaw part and the top helmet part. But if you get the full thing, this is what it will look like. And then we have another detail-filled asset, which is the Samurai helmet.
Oh man, that looks so
Kabuto.
good.
That looks really good.
A
Wow.
little bit of
So awesome. So good.
glare going on here. Gold material. And this is another one here, one of my favorites, the unicorn horn.
My daughter
Simple, but it's really cute. That's right. So yeah, that's those are headgears.
Cat's loving it. Masterpiece, fire. This is beautiful, guys. This week we've been doing a lot of tests with all these assets, putting them on the Catbot. Can't wait to show you. Pretty soon, you'll actually see all these pieces on a full Catbot. We are actually testing them also in web browsers, and they look pretty stunning, right? Just like what you see here. Really excited. So I love that one. I'm just gonna watch it twirl. Headgear. One more time. Beautiful. Thanks so much, Sunny. Thanks so much for the 3D team modeling away every day. Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot of assets to model, over like 500. So as you know, every one of those needs to be like perfect, detailed, retopologized, remapped, ready for web, ready for a game. A lot of work and love is put into these. So thank you so much. We really appreciate the team. I'm going to read one more shout out from Sujo Young, who said, "Cat morning. It looks like there is a lot more to Nv1 utility than we thought." Absolutely. And for that on the show, we got Way of Jin here to share some roadmap updates.
So let's see that the communication and messaging that we have around Nv1s, we're starting to get some good feedback. And we just wanted to show this slide here to again emphasize the utility of NV1s is actually going to be much broader than we initially anticipated, I think for the better, so that we can really be able to utilize and think and strategize on how it is that you would use your NV1 in your sequence here. So just going back again to this cycle here, you have a 2D catbot. You burn one. If you go counterclockwise to your left, you're burning the NV1 and you get your 3D catbot, the replicat. Thereafter, if you have 5 3D catbots, and I say 5 3D catbots specifically, and you burn 4 NV1s, one for each of the joints, you can create your 3D catron towards the center, because that's going to be kind of a big centerpiece for us. But the other things that we are adding to this as well is you go back to the 9 o'clock position, you have the one 3D catbot, the replicat. You go to down further to counterclockwise, you burn another NV1. Depending on what you're actually going to be doing with your asset, it could be a number of NV1s. And then if you swing back all the way around to the right-hand side, going clockwise, we do have a future 2D NFTs that we are going to be launching, future collections. We have several, one of which we actually haven't described for everyone yet, but we're very excited for. I just talked with our dev team about how that's going to be playing out, the timing-wise, the sequence, and the engagement that we're going to have. We're really making sure that this whole process is gamified. So, when you think about gaming and NFTs, you think about an actual game. But a huge part of the whole NFT process is actually the gamification element of it. So what does that mean? It means how you can actually engage with the NFTs in a way that's interesting, entertaining, engaging, and that allows you to kind of experience what a game will give you without actually playing a game. The whole thing is essentially a game. So we are trying we're putting a lot of effort into making sure that each one of these components, that there is a game-like feel or essence to that, there is some sort of reward or there's some sort of value created on each of these decisions or assets that are dropped that you can also create additional value from. So we're making sure that every part of our ecosystem is thought out, it's intentional, and also it's going to be a lot of fun. So when you see the 2D assets and you burn an NV1, you can create the 3D. So again, the baseline fundamental utility or function of the NV class is really going to be creating a 2D asset, taking a 2D asset and creating your 3D asset from that. We have a couple of things too that these NV1s we may not even have fully laid out here. So to keep you posted on that. And just also queuing into the NV2s is that you'll see a very similar type of chart happening with the NV2s. We are working on further infographics to further explain with a little bit of a different spin so that if this doesn't quite do it for you, we can show it to you in a different way so you can understand better how to utilize the NV1s versus NV2s. Now, beyond the NV1s and the utility of the NV1s, I did want to speak a little bit about the roadmap in particular. As you know, the NV1s, the first utility or first function of it is going to be to create your 3D replicats. So because of that, one of the things is, when we drop the NV1s and actually go ahead and do the redemption, which we're very, very close now with the smart contract. We're just waiting for a couple of last updates from blockchain. Excuse me. So with that, once we get those updates and everything's secured, we want to sequence actually the NV1s pretty close to the replicats, because you're going to get the NV1s and we want to make sure that you can use your NV1s in a certain way. The good news is that simultaneously with developing the NV1 smart contract and all the NV1 assets, we have been developing the smart contracts for the 3D catbots in the form of the replicats. So what we're really trying to do is make sure that we can sequence it so that NV1s drop, and very soon thereafter, we can be able to get your replicats created as well. So that'll be sequentially where we want to be able to do that. So I know you guys have been very patiently waiting, as we have as well. Sorry, but my boy is sick today, so he's joining us apparently on the show. And once again, making a guest appearance. So the sequences, we're trying to set it up so that on the next round from NV1s to replicats that we can sequence directly into that. So going into that mode, we are trying to sequence things in that way. But one of the things too that doesn't show up on this NFT roadmap is actually our roadmap when it comes to all the events and all the things that we're doing in real life as well. One of the things that we're really discovering and experiencing ourselves is the importance of what happens when you have the digital asset and when you get into the real life assets. And, Nkoi was meeting with Chris C. Those experiences, I think I'm experiencing. We met with the gallery yesterday. So I think we're really to see how much and how important it is that the digital and the physical experiences interlace with each other. And so that's why we're putting a pretty strong emphasis on that. And so interspersed with all of these events or all these NFT roadmaps, we do have quite the schedule, as you'll see with the upcoming events. And we've been sharing with you for the most part, things that are coming up. And we have some very more exciting news. I know we alluded to that last week, in addition to our Hyundai Busan event. So that's going to be something that we're really moving forward on and really working together with Hyundai. Some very exciting things, which we'll be discussing a little later in the show today. Back over to you, Nkoi.
Thanks so much, Jen. I'll let you get back to your son there. So cute. I think one thing you mentioned was that the NV1s and the 3D Catbot contract are in the same contract, right? And that's so important because everything's going through an extensive auditing system, and with every contract you launch, you want to make sure it's audited very carefully. So the beautiful thing is those two are the same contract. And to prepare everyone for that big day, we're making educational videos, answering any questions that the community has, also to help onboard new people. So without further ado, we're going to give you a sneak peek on one of the educational videos that we'll release very soon.
In this video, we'll show you how you can redeem your Nv1 Nanocats. Before we get started, let's confirm you've got everything you need to redeem. In order to claim your Nv1s, you need a wallet like MetaMask with at least one 2D Catbot NFT in it. All transaction and gas fees for your Nv1 redeems will be covered by Catbotica, so you do not need any funds in your wallet. Your wallet, however, does need to contain at least one 2D Catbot. You will be redeeming at least one Nv1 for each 2D Catbot in that wallet. Now that you have everything you need, how do you redeem an Nv1 Nanocat? These are the 8 steps you need to complete. First, you'll want to click on the catbotica.com link from the official links on Twitter or the Discord official links channel. Do not click on any links sent in a DM or chat from anyone. Always use the official links only. Then click on the Collections tab in the header, and then the Nanocats link. Now click Redeem. You'll want to connect to your wallet by clicking on the Connect Wallet button on catbotica.com. In your wallet, select the wallet address that has 2D Catbots in it, click Next, and then Connect. The website will automatically confirm the number of 2D Catbots in your wallet and will show you how many redeemable Nv1 Nanocats you have available to you. All of our holders are guaranteed to have at least one Nv1 per 2D Catbot they hold in their connected wallet, unless that 2D Catbot has already had its Nv1 redeemed. The smart contract will refer to the blockchain to confirm whether or not a 2D Catbot has redeemed its Nv1 allocation, and you can check the status of each 2D Catbot with its ID number in the Cat Scanner. Now click on the Redeem for Free button. All available Nv1s for qualifying 2D Catbots in that wallet will be scanned and redeemed in one transaction. If you acquire additional 2D Catbots at a later point in time, you can run the redemption process again as the wallet is scanned for qualifying 2D Catbots. Please note, if you have multiple wallets, each one needs to be redeemed separately. However, as before, you will have to redeem all Nv1s in a single transaction per scan. This process can be repeated as long as any additional 2D Catbots you acquire have available Nv1s for redemption. Next, you'll need to sign the agreement in your wallet. And remember, you will not be charged any fees. Check your MetaMask activity. The pending will change to mint once the transaction has been validated on the Ethereum network. Congrats! You have successfully redeemed your Nv1 Nanocats. A placeholder will appear in your OpenSea account. See OpenSea.io. Please allow for a few moments as OpenSea refreshes and your Nv1 allocation shows up in your profile's collection page. The final step is a great way to practice crypto wallet safety. When the transaction is completed, disconnect your wallet from the Cat-Bottica website. To do this, you'll need to go back to MetaMask and click on the three dots in the upper right corner. Scroll down to Connected Sites and disconnect from the Cat-Bottica website by selecting the Disconnect button that appears next to its name. Most projects will not need you to keep your wallet connected, so it's a good practice to minimize additional exposure by disconnecting to any other sites that you don't regularly use. If you have any issues, please visit our Discord and ask away in our general chat. Thanks for watching our How to Redeem an Nv1 Nanocat video.
Oh man, seeing that video with all the web page clicks and the process, it's like the day is here. So it's very exciting. Thank you so much for all the hand holding. You know, we want this to be safe for everybody. That's why we're like very systematic, and we just want this to be easy and safe and painless and enjoyable. Thanks to Triton, to Carlson, to Mel, to Ops, to Grant, and anybody who else I missed, but for putting that together, writing the script, Mickey for writing the script, and like making sure it's all polished. As Jin mentioned, we have a lot of in real life events happening all around the world. On top of my pizza thing, we had something big happen in Korea. So let's check out what happened in Korea with Dandelion.
안녕하세요. 캣보티카 한국팀 대표 댄들라인입니다. 오늘 한국 커뮤니티는 5월에 있을 새로운 행사를 알려드리려고 합니다. 저희가 5월 13일부터 5월 29일까지 현대백화점 판교점에서 매년 열리는 판교랜드라는 큰 행사에 저희 캣보티카가 참여하게 되었습니다. 판교랜드는 매년 5월 아이들과 가정의 달을 맞이하여 열리는 행사로 다양한 전시와 체험 행사들이 진행되는 재밌고 즐거운 행사인데요. 저희 캣보티카도 버니 커뮤니케이션이라는 공간 디자인 시공 업체를 통해서 캣보티카의 체험존과 전시존을 운영할 예정입니다. 이번 행사가 계획이 되면서 원래 5월 28일에 진행되려고 했던 크루즈 이벤트가 더 나은 행사 진행을 위해서 6월 11일로 변경되었음을 양해 부탁드립니다.
In Korea. And one of the things that's really exciting about this is we're meeting with a couple of vendors, and we're really setting up and teeing this up to be quite the experience. One of the things that we're focusing on this particular exhibition coming up in May is going to be more of a kid-focused exhibition or experience. So we're rolling out a particular product that we are almost finished with, that I think everyone's going to be excited with. I know everyone who's been testing it has been having so much fun with this. It's a web-based app, and I think all our holders are going to have a lot of fun with it. But really what we're trying to do is create something that's easy, fun, and just something that adults and kids both can enjoy. And that's going to be something that we will be debuting at the Pangyo event. So that's something very exciting. But at the event itself, we are also going to be doing a dedicated exhibition. We're working with a vendor, Bunny Communications, who's been working with Hyundai for the past 15 years. Their stuff is just, they've built these incredible exhibition spaces. So we're very excited to be teaming up with them to work on not just Pangyo, but we have a couple of things that we're working with them on as well. So as we have more of a development on the layouts or what the experience is going to be like, we will share, and as many visuals as we can. Obviously, we love visuals here. So we will share more of that kind of stuff as well. And as you can see, our team is just so excited to be working with Hyundai. It's such an incredible opportunity to be working with them. Again, we'll share more about it next week further. But one of the things I wanted to say is that Hyundai is actually pretty well known in Korea for Hyundai department store in particular, for really working with artists and being patrons of the arts. So that's from a cultural perspective, I think something that for us on Cat-Bottica, the emphasis we have on art and creators is just a great fit for not just for us, but I think for us really focusing on the artwork and working with a group that is such advocates for the arts. That's something that I just wanted to put in there. So I don't want to share too much more because we have a whole bunch of other announcements that will be coming up next week as well. And initially our exhibition, it's kind of more of a collaboration, but we're certainly going from a collaboration to more a full-blown partnership as we develop all these events and things that we have. Some of the conversations we have are going to certainly be in that arena. So please look forward to what comes up next. We're very excited to share that as we go along here.
It's time for the community questions and suggestions. I actually have one that just came up on the Cacao Talk while we're playing that video. And the question is gas covered for NV1?
Yeah, so the way we're setting this up is that it is a mint redemption. So the process you go through, as you saw in the video, is that you actually do go ahead, connect your wallet, and you are minting. So there is a transaction that does occur. We set it up this way. There was a security thing that we wanted to make sure that, again, with working with blockchain, make sure things are secure. And this allowed us also, from a minting process, be able to make it simpler in terms of a process on the technical side as well. But to that end, we are doing something a little bit unique where we are going to be paying for the transaction fees and the gas and transaction fees on the 캣보티카 side. So one way or the other, it will be in the form of quote unquote an airdrop, although it's not airdropped to you. It's going to be similar in effect. You do have to take those steps to go through that process, but the gas and transaction fees will be covered for the NV1s.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to start reading some more community questions. We got some big ones. This one I'm reading from Wave, who asks, I have a question. These days, I'm introducing 캣보티카 project to a couple of my acquaintances almost every day. Thank you so much. Naturally, I get asked
thoughts here. And I think the question here is going to be geared towards the story and the animation. So when it comes to the story, as you can see with Rawls and his storyboarding as an artist and working on Hilda and really working on all the projects that he's worked in the past, storytelling is a big part of what we're looking to do here. And storytelling for me is one of the things that for the projects that I was involved in or I was really drawn to, the story had to be compelling and had to be really interesting and engaging. But to create a very engaging and compelling story, it takes quite a lot of time and effort. So we've made quite a lot of strides in the story, and we are in the process of we're still developing the storyline because all the assets that we now have and all the different drops that we've done. There has been a period of time where we did put a pause on that so that we can actually focus on all the actual creation of the NFTs and the assets. And I think this is where we initially were going to be rolling out like a Wikipedia version where you can actually see all the assets, the backstory for each asset, what it is that happened on the planet Milos, how they got to Earth, and what happens afterwards. So, when we initially had been on a Twitter feed, we were teasing these cells of different storyline plot items. That was something that, as you can see, we were constantly working on that. So that is currently still in development. And once we can hit a certain level of accomplishment or completion, excuse me, with our 3D assets, we're going to go back into that and start developing that again. So dovetailed into that as well as we have started on the animation process, and the conversations have started as well. But in the same vein, we did need to shift our focus more to the creation of the actual 3D assets and all the traits and the accessories. So we are still plugging away, and we're actually meeting with a couple of groups now to continue that production happening. So we're still moving forward. It's going a little slower than we expected, but rest assured, when we do come out with the animation and the storyline, that we are going to make sure that the high level of quality and engagement is going to be meeting or surpassing all of the things that we're doing on NFT side. And we're still developing NFTs as well. So that's something in conjunction with, they're going to be dovetailed together, working together. So thanks again for the question, and thanks for bringing up the topic. I know it's been a little quiet on that side. We're very excited with where the lore and the storyline the narrative is going and where it's going to be. So once we can get that back into play, we would love to be able to share that with you and actually roll that into the Cat Cafe. We're trying to do it where it's very holistic. Cat Cafe, the Discord, the roles, everything will be encompassed in the narrative, and your participation as a holder in that process will also be part of that as well. So I'm very excited for that.
Part of everything that we're doing. It's at the heart of the design of what we're doing. And I think one of the biggest challenges for us as a kind of just like as a group, as a creative group, and working with people like Jin and Koichi and Renee and Rawls, everyone has different kinds of like talents that they can bring to the table, and making sure that all those disciplines can kind of come together and offer some kind of experience is very, very exciting. Cosmic encounters. So so very, very excited about to unveil more of that IP to you guys in the coming, I would say, weeks to months, just because we are so focused on the 3D. But the excitement that we're getting by even just seeing the 3D come to fruition and knowing that that's going to play a big role in the storytelling and how that could potentially look and feel is just, it's just so much, there's so much excitement around that right now around the group. So yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to read one more great question from Orc, who writes, "Dear Cat team, I would like to give some feedback. I really love that you are trying to build and you are clearly headstrong, heads down, working on 3D cats, but I feel like you're missing one key aspect, and that's community. No matter what project in the NFT space, those that are successful are the ones that manage to build cohesion and a strong vibing community. It's great to get weekly updates from the team, but if we don't do any community building, then it doesn't really matter how awesome the next generation of catbots look. The most amazing NFT is no use to us if we slowly lose members or don't get any new members due to a lack of community building efforts. In the end, people want to be part of a community and have a great time. The asset NFT is not even the primary factor. That's just the cherry of the cake. We see strong communities forming behind the artwork made by school kids. What I would love to see is regular events like game nights, hangouts, and voice, and all the fun stuff that can be done with relatively low effort and some creativity. Let's get some metaverse land for our cats to hang out in while we wait for our own game. It's going to be a long time, and it doesn't hurt to have something to bridge the gap. Thank you. All right, Wei Jin.
Yes, thanks for the feedback and the comments. I think one of the things for us is we are very much from a community building standpoint looking to emphasize that and make sure that the community does feel like they're being taken care of. I think the taking care of aspect is really where our focus has been. And, there's a lot of in real life, sure that those events that we're doing are going to be pretty incredible. One of the things that I think is what you're identifying here is on the Discord or in online to be able to create more of a sense of community and games and fun. That's certainly something that, thank you for the feedback, and we will certainly take that back to the team and see how it is that we can do that. I know that we've already talked about doing certain games and creating game nights, and I know that there is actually a hangout happening in The Voice. So I'm not sure if you're seeing those things or if you're seeing these things and you want to see more. So certainly we can always enhance and optimize, and we'd love to get more feedback from you. And if you can be specific as to what it is you'd like to see, we can certainly be able to do that. So these things are relatively low effort. What I would love to see is actually the community being able to make requests or actually create those events or things themselves. From what I found in other Discords is there's been a lot of projects that have been, on a Discord, and they create an event and no one shows up. So I think more impactful would be if there is a demand for something in the community, why can we not deliver on that? So your feedback like this is actually really important for us, and ideas and concepts and actually part of that too is, the concept of a community building, right? When you look from an NFT perspective, it's a community is built or is initiated by the developing team. But the real juice that happens with like BAYC and experiencing how BAYC really flourished is when the community members started linking together and creating those bonds and creating these online events or offline events, doing meetups on the side and be able to create those relationships. That's where, for me personally, I really felt that real connection really came in. So I know we have an amazing community and we have an amazing group here. I would say as much as possible, how can our holders be able to develop and create events? And if you need support from that perspective, and if you need even a budget, for example, to do an in real life event, hit us up. That kind of stuff we can provide. the actual engagement aspect, that's where it comes on the community side. So we would love to be partners with all of you in this, and that we can provide the resources and provide some of the funding perhaps. But really the ideas, the really richest ideas I've seen have always come from the community. So thanks for bringing this out, bringing up to our attention. And it's interesting that maybe a little bit of alpha here, but Metaverse Land for our cats. We are working on something that's going to be kind of an interim thing because the game sequence is going to be quite a long time. We are proceeding with that. And as I alluded to before, we have something that will be launching in mid-May that will be something really fun, I think, for a lot of folks. I mean, I was just having a blast working on and messing around with this particular tool. But we have other things that we are planning also from a gaming perspective. That's more of kind of a game, call it a mini game, that will also be enhanced by an NFT integration that will also fulfill out a lot more of the ecosystem that we have. But in addition to that, we also are creating, we're looking to create an environment that allows people to be able to engage. So kind of a metaverse style preview, if you will, that we're working on. No promises on time wise. We're obviously trying to develop as soon as we can, but it is going to take quite a bit of time to actually roll that out. But you made the comment here, so I just wanted to put that out there that we are working on some stuff. I know we always say that we are head down and cranking and working on things. It does seem like all the things we were working on do have quite a bit of a lead time. But as we go into this next leg in the next couple of weeks, where we launch the 3D, we have our in real life events and all the things that we've been developing on the side to enhance the experience and really create engagement and a lot more fun. We'll be throwing competitions and other ways that people can participate and interact with each other. And we do have a whole sequence that we are looking to see how we can really develop teamwork on the holders basis and be able to create that. So again, we have so much exciting things going on. I'm sorry we're not able to communicate that quite yet, but we are working on how to communicate and bring that out in a way that we can. It's not going to be overwhelming, but also it will be simple and easy to be able to enter and engage with. So we just have so much coming down the pipe. So thank you again for your patience as always, and further feedback on things that we can implement very quickly. We will do our best to do so. And be our partners in this. Let's create the community together. That's really the thing here, that working together makes our community much, much stronger of our holders. So another project that we're ElectroPixelCons, actually, we met up with the dev, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and he was sharing a story about someone who actually got married and like they were a holder of the project and they got married as a holder. And they went ahead as a gift. He went ahead and paid out of his own pocket to create the wedding video for this gentleman. And I watched the video. It was a very well-known producer and director, and the video itself was like incredibly shot. It was amazing. And what kind of a gift would that be? So that really inspired us. We're like, oh man, we gotta do something similar. So if you guys have major life events, we would love to be part of that and say, the first Catbot holders who got married on, as part of our community, the first child, we would love to be able to celebrate that with everyone here. So that's something that as we proceed, we are setting up certain initiatives that will allow us to be able to engage and enhance and really acknowledge and appreciate the community.
So I'm going to keep going. We got a lot more questions. We got Tiger Lake here. I want you to make a smartphone wallpaper with 3D Catbot. For example, you're releasing about 3 high-definition wallpapers with your design. Then the holders will use them proudly. I hope you all accept this offer. So he's got this picture of the cell phone here. It's pretty cool. Wow.
Yeah, he's got the profile 3D image that we rendered out for one of the trailers. It's pretty dope. I want to use that.
This is the other cool thing. Like people are just like making stuff like with our art.
I love the idea of doing wallpapers. I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't extrapolate some of those some renders from even our trailer that we produced in high resolution and just let them put them on a download section on our website. I think we should totally do that.
Let's do it. From Starlink, who asks, it would be nice to know what future a view of the world will be coming out, as well as the Catron roll before the 3D catbots come out. Even if it's just a rough explanation, I think the whales will become more attractive and active if the information were available. It might just be because I haven't looked at the roadmap enough in detail, but I can't seem to guess what we are going to be able to do with the Catrons in the future. Wei Jin?
Well, these questions these questions and suggestions are so timely because we're actually having a conversation. To be frank and to be totally honest and transparent, one of our challenges has really been communicating outwards and how to communicate all the things we're doing. Because of the complexity and all the things that we have developed, it's been a challenge to get all those things sequenced and put together in a way that makes sense and would be intentionally well put together. And then the other part of that is how do you communicate something that is actually quite complex, but do it in a simple fashion. So we actually were having a conversation with our marketing team about how it is that we can start rolling out bigger pieces, smaller pieces, and then also the bigger piece so we can communicate all the things that we have been talking about. I made so many allusions as to how complex and what we're doing and so much fun and all these things, and we're not showing you guys like a tenth of it. So that has been a challenge. We will be working on that. And that's something that is one of our priorities. So as soon as we can show that and develop the infographics, and we've been slowly rolling them out, trying to make them timed and paced with our current NFT rollout. But I do recognize the fact that, what is the bigger picture here? Because we have a massive picture. So as soon as we can get something together, we will be able to show and present to everyone and, be able to give people a better idea of what the project is and how big this project is going to be. So thanks again for the comment and question.
All right. And the last comment question we got from Worker Ant. It would be good if the origin of the drawings or a reason why we need to buy 2D catbots were released.
I think if I'm not mistaken, though, the question was more about I guess the utility of holding the Genesis 1, 2D catbots and like what that means down the road. I think there's plenty of documentation already that we've released that explains, why you need. I think even recently, last week, right? Or even this week, we sort of showed 2D catbot plus Nv1 equals 3D replicat, and then everything, from that point on. It's very, very, very important to hold on to the 2D catbot. But
the 2D catbots as our Genesis token, and the ones who are holding those Genesis tokens, and why is it that you have them? Those are really going to be the key that unlocks future mints. So it's always going to be associated with your original 2D catbot. The only way that we can really position this is to say that we're always going to be adding more value to those 2D Genesis catbots. So it's up to your decision, of course. But we will always constantly be trying to create and add and sustain value with those 2D catbots. Hopefully that answers the question.
That's great. Thank you. And before we drop any more alpha, I think I hear a transmission incoming.
Greetings, Catboticans. Nv1 release date unconfirmed. Continued patience appreciated. Maximum security protocols recommended at this time. Hotel, Oscar, Delta, Lima. Carry on, Catboticans.
So this is my favorite part of the show. It's actually the words from the Ark Father. Hello, Ark Father.
I have some new thoughts for our family of 2,000 some odd people,
Do share.
which I have not even shared with the partners yet. So here's the thought. The last 13, 14 episodes, I've been mentioning how everyone is an entrepreneur in their own right, being part of our family and community. Today, it hit me that people aren't aware of the personal evolution that they're going through. They are the future angel investors that will finance startup companies, because as they choose NFT projects, they're having to make the same kind of decisions that angel investors make. Do I bet on the activity? Do I bet on the people? Are the value systems of the team aligned? Are they the people that I want to be involved with in any manner? And so what's actually happening is we're creating not just 캣보티카, but the entire NFT space as people go through analyzing and making decisions who they want to bet on and what are the characteristics of something that's going to be successful. We're all evolving into a new breed of angel investors. As an angel investor, I've been fairly unique. When I have invested, I invest in the glimmer of the person's eyes. I don't invest in a business plan and technology. I invest in, are the value systems of the partners aligned? Is there any greed, ego, dishonesty that's going to kill the company? Well, the family of 2000 is making those same decisions.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Renee. First of all, thank you so much for seeing the glimmer in our eyes when we started 캣보티카. I remember the phone call Renee gave us, right? He was like, just do it, guys. Just do it. I believe in it. And like, remember that day, Will?
Like it was yesterday. It was yesterday. As people in our community become more comfortable with our community and our project and what we're doing moving forward, I think you are going to see a couple of people who, put themselves out there, expose themselves a little bit, and ask for help even. And we're certainly here. I just want to say again, like we're all entrepreneurs here. We all have experience, but we're very, very happy to share that knowledge and that wisdom. I have an abundance. I feel kind of spoiled, frankly. Like I can call Renee whenever I need to, and whenever I'm having a problem, I called him yesterday. I had a huge problem. He gave me endless amount of time, tell him what my situation was, and then he gave me a solution, calmed me down. More than anything, he calmed me down. And at the end of the day, if you can kind of control your emotions when you're going through entrepreneurship, I've done quite a bit of work with Renee. And so I'm very excited to see the future entrepreneurs, like he's just said, like coming out of our own community and piggybacking whatever foundation we can build here, and certainly asking questions. Like you can ask us questions, and we'll do our best to give you guys whatever wisdom and knowledge that we've gained over the last combined 100 years of entrepreneurial experience that we have.
Yeah, when I was having lunch with Chrissy, he mentioned Renee. He was like, it's really nice to have someone like Renee. I'm just like, everything's going to be okay. Right? It's just like, yes, thank you so much.
I beg the community and family to always remember, don't waste time with bad people. Only pick the best people. And the best is defined by the value system that you have. And the more time you spend with those people, the more of a person you become.
Those words I know have been spoken before, but whenever Renee speaks, it has a different level of gravitas and potency, Father. And in these sessions here, we're actually, it's an opportunity for our holders to be able to experience some of the conversations we have internally about, what, not just, NFTs and what this is, but even from a life perspective or experiential perspective, how do you make this impactful and how do you take advantage of the opportunities in front of you? And that's been.
I just want to see the community evolve in their skill sets so that as everyone grows emotionally and business-wise, that they become equipped to deal with all kinds of difficult situations and recognize how to pick successful situations and how to deal with negative ones. And mistakes don't matter, I've always said. It's how quickly you fix the mistakes. So you're going to make lots of mistakes, and that's great, as long as you fix them quickly.
This is like a masterclass in entrepreneurialism right here.
Jen, why don't you give us a run through of the upcoming events?
Yeah, so as we described or we mentioned, we are currently in Hyundai, Busan. That the art exhibition is currently undergoing, and we do have giveaways associated with that. The actual CBG NFT terminal, that event did happen, I think it was last week, and Renee was able to attend. He was able to meet the founder or the person organizing, so love to be able to be part of the Toronto scene because there's so much action happening up there when it comes to NFTs. And we're getting there, guys. Just hold on, stick with us. I know that people are getting pretty antsy, but thank you again for your patience. Then in May, we do have that meetup with Sovereign Ventures on the 12th and 13th. The format should be a panel on the 12th and then an exhibition on the 13th. But we are hoping to connect with another project or projects that we're very excited for. So Sovereign's working very hard for us on that. Thank you, Sovereign. Big shout out to you guys. It's such a great experience working. But that is the Pangyo event that we were wanted to announce. And again, we are so excited for. We're going to be trying to put quite the show together, quite the exhibition together there. And again, with making it a kid focused. I know my kids are going to love being there and just being able to draw catbots. So that's kind of what we're going to do is we're going to help people be able to color in catbots and just get an experience of what a catbot is like and just have a lot of fun with it. So I think it's going to be great. So that's going to start on the 13th. We will be there. It's essentially spans on the whole entire length, but each weekend will be more of an engagement activity that will be on site and actually working together with the holders and participants. We're expecting quite a lot of foot traffic, especially the first 2 weekends. A lot of excitement for the project and also for new people coming in. We're also probably going to do something where we're going to give some sort of education for NFTs because still most people actually have heard of NFTs, don't know what an NFT really is, and especially don't know how to use them. So this is what is meant to really create the use case for what NFT is and why we're going to be going to permissionless. That's going to be in Palm Beach. And actually, one thing that we didn't add to this particular chart here is VCon. So we will be out in VCon just as participants, but going to be a very interesting place to have. We're going to be heading out there. We have some collaborations that we are now going to be pushing forward on some more collaborations. So look for that new. We did push the Han River cruise to the 11th. It was conflicting with the last weekend of the Pangyo event, which we really are. It's going to be a big deal. So we want to make sure that we can get that. The 28th is when the initial date was. So we're pushing it to the 11th. But that is also one that we're really putting a lot of effort, energy.
Year of the Monday art exhibition, really cool, really professional looking. Yeah, so we're going to change things up, like just making it tighter and a better experience for everybody. We're talking about for next week, we want to try to do the Catbot Cafe on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to try to polish up the show and upgrade it for you guys every week. We just want to upgrade it, make it better, make it tighter. And Jen, do you want to talk a little bit more about that, our ideas?
Sure. So one of the things working with our production team here, we wanted to make sure that the production level quality is constantly upgraded. And we are going to be phasing upgrades. So this is one of the things we're looking to do. Go back to the Friday time. It will be a pre-recorded. So we will be pre-recording some of the segments again, so we can really make sure we get the right guests and make sure that all of our segments are really tightened up. On Friday, I think also for other time zones, it's in Korea in particular, that will be Saturday morning. I know some of the holders wanted to watch the actual show when it was live. So we will be doing that. And again, really from the perspective of, we want to make this experience just, fantastic. We will go through another upgrade in the future as well. But we do want to make sure that we can test, and we'd love to get your feedback on timing wise or anything else you'd like to see on the show. Require us to have a little bit more of a prep time, is do more of a community engagement segment. So we'll be announcing more about that as well. So again, so excited for all the things we're working on. I mean, each and every step, we're just trying to improve and optimize for the team, but also for your experience as a community member and as a holder.
We're going to do all that. So please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive notifications every time we drop a new video. We're constantly going to be posting new videos every week on Twitter, Instagram, on YouTube, all that fun stuff. So thanks for watching. Jin or Will, any final words?
I'll get it over to Will. I've said enough.
I'm just happy that we can do this every week and give you guys.
Thanks for watching.